Hi everyone, it's your girl Miss Solomon from thedatingtruth.com. Don't forget to subscribe up above to this channel, and you can also follow me on Twitter at thedatingtruth. So one of the phrases that I find is overused way too much in dating is when people say, "I don't care what other people think." Now, I think it's important to care because one, it means that you do care about other people, but also I find that when people say that, it's really not true. I mean, they are self-conscious in a lot of ways, and a lot of their behavior in terms of what they wear, how they interact with people, whenever other people look at it as inappropriate, their response is to say, well, I don't care what other people think, when deep down they probably do. So if you use that excuse, I understand the reference and, how we all want to be independent. We don't want to be judged, and we can sometimes be judged too harshly, and it's fair to want to separate yourself from any kind of stereotypes or perceptions that other people make or have. So today I want to give you a few tips on how to really not care what other people think about you and to mean it. So the first thing I want to suggest is that you please yourself first. When you set a standard for what you think is appropriate, how you want to dress, how you want to look, when you are totally assured with what you're doing, it's really easy to bypass other people's opinions, and especially if they're negative, because you're always going to have someone that's going to judge you in a negative way. But if you feel confident that, hey, look, I put in the work, this is who I want to be, I am that person, then it's very easy not to care what other people have to say. An easy way not to care what people think about you is to have respect, not just for yourself, but for other people. Sometimes when I go out or I'm in a club and there's some guy that's being like loud or acting weird or trying to, steal all the attention and be the center of attention, a lot of people are quick to say, oh, well, that guy doesn't care what people think about him. But really, when you're such an attention whore and you're just getting in everybody's way and in everybody's face, and you're just like one of those people who come up and say, ignorant, that is not somebody who doesn't care. That's somebody who cares a lot and is actually trying to laugh at themselves before you laugh at them. And anytime I see a guy who is desperately trying to be uber macho or alpha male or just a dick and is like, well, I don't care what people think about me. Well, no, you probably do. You probably go home and cry at night. Just be yourself and be someone who respects themselves and respects other people. The next thing you want to do to help you not care what people think about you is to come from a positive place. Come from a place of love. When you're happy and something happens, it's easy to look at it from a positive perspective and to think the best, versus if you're unhappy and somebody does something to you, it's easy to think of it as a negative, as a dig. Now, a lot of times when you meet strangers or people do things that seem like rejections, if you're not happy, it's easy to say, well, I don't care what that person thinks, and just brush it off as criticism. But when you're secure and when you're happy and when you come from a positive place, if people do things that can either seem positive or negative, you're more likely to think of it as being something positive. A lot of times, some men think that everybody is against them. Like, everybody's like giving them the side eye, giving them a look, bumping them, this or that, and they're like, well, it must be my clothes, or it must be my this, or it must be because I'm whatever, and I don't care what people think about me. Well, okay, that's cool, but maybe it's all in your head. Maybe like you're not even on anybody's radar. So the best thing to do to really not care what people think about you is to come from a good place, want the best for other people, think the best of other people, and you'll have no reason to assume that they're not doing that for you. At the end of the day, I think that it is important for us to care what other people think about us, but I think it's more important for single people to have a solid foundation of how they feel about themselves. Don't let other people's negativity shape your self-perception. When you put yourself out there, feel positive and confident that you're the person you want to be. You're the person you say you are, and people are going to like that person.